right, so we've got our normal distribution curve set up. We've assigned our own mean. We found out the standard deviations for each side of it, dropping this side and increasing that side. We know that 68% of our data falls between these 2 points. We know that 95% of our data falls between these 2 points. We know that almost all of our data falls between these 2 points, if we have data that follows normal distribution. So what can we do with that information? Still on example, I guess this is example 2. Now on page 246, it had asked us, what percent of adult male dogs would you expect to have a weight between 47.7 and 54.9? So they want 47.7 to 54.9. Sorry, that's a bad marker. So what we want to do is find out where those numbers fall on our little chart. So it looks like 54.9 is here, 47.7 is here. So it's not just the 68%, 95%, blah, blah, blah kind of stuff. We have to be a little bit more specific about how our numbers are distributed. So what we want to look at here is if this is 68%, my boundaries for this question are here and here. So I need to find this, this, and that to find out what percentage it is in total. So this is 68%, sorry, the whole thing, which means that each half is going to have to be 34%, right? Because if we cut 68% in half, 34 is above mean, 34 is below mean. And then if we went further, we could do just a little bit of data, or a little bit of math, and go, okay, well the rest of this is 95%, but we've already accounted for 68%. So what are these little wings worth? Well, I would go, okay, 95 minus 68 would leave me with, now, 5 is 27. Cut 27 in half, and you're going to have, what, something and a half. So that's 26, 13 and a half. So that means that each of these little wings is worth 13.5%. If you're not following how I'm getting these numbers, maybe just make yourself a copy of this normal distribution, because these will be the same for every setup, because this is 68% for every normal distribution. This is 95%. So this column will always be worth 34%. This column will always be worth 13.5%. And as will this one, right? So those things will stay the same, and you can use them in other questions. Now, because I'm not going beyond that, I wouldn't bother to calculate what these are worth, but you can use the same pattern to figure that out. I guess we can do that since we're here, and then you'll have the numbers. So what we want to do there is 99.7 is all out here. We've already accounted for 95, so we could go 99.7 minus 95, and you're going to get 4.7. So if I cut this in half, I'm going to get 2.35. So each one of these is only worth 2.35%. There, now you've got them. Whoops, that's a 7. Right? We're not using those for this question, but if you want to have a copy of this that you can just refer to, then not have to do these calculations again, then that's fine. All right, so for this particular question, they wanted to know, I'm going to get rid of this junk here, how much of the data falls in here. So they're actually just asking for the percentage. You don't have to do any other fancy calculations. So all we got to do is go, okay, well, this counts, and this counts. So I'm going to go 34 plus 34, which I already know is 68, plus 13.5. So 0.5, 81.5%. If you really wanted to be a geek, you could probably go, oh, does that fall into the rest? Yeah. You don't have to be a geek. We're good. So we've gone 34 plus 34 plus 13. We know where our boundaries are because they chose 54.9 and 47.7 as their numbers. So they set the boundaries, and then we just look at what's in there. And it turns out that it's 81.5% of all the dogs are going to weigh between 47.7 and 54.9 kilograms. Oh, look, there's a little part on the bottom of 246 that says your turn, and they want us to figure out some more stuff. So I'm going to take this stuff out of here. Get rid of those lines, and now we'll see what they want us to figure out. Next part says, which ones are between 50.1 and 59.7? So now we're looking at 50.1 to 59.7. Ah, see? It's a good thing we figured these out, because look, there's 59.7. It's all the way over there. Where's 50.1? Right here. There we go. So we're looking at between here and here now. So all we got to do is go, well, we're just interested in what percentage, and these are the percentages. So I'm going to go 34 plus 34 plus 13.5 there, plus, whoops, that's the wrong column, 2.35 there, and then I'm just going to add all these guys up. Again, you can use your calculator. I'm going to try doing this by hand, so if you see me screw up, then you can just make sure you don't make the same mistake, I guess, because you can't call me on it. You're at home. Anyway, looks like when we add all these together, I got 83.85% for my answer. Seems to make sense because I've got very little, less than 20% left, not accounted for. All right, you get the idea? Good. You can try B. There's another one. Whee! It never ends.